A lot of the time it isn't necessarily walking out or having a big panic attack. Sometimes it's very internal. Even though we do feel huge amount of dread inside, it might not always be very visible to others. I'm Lesli Jaimes. I am a counselor here at Clear Behavioral Health. I have a bachelor's in sociology and Chicano studies, and I started working in mental health, I believe, in 2021, and have been working in the field nonstop since then. I always like to use the metaphor of having spiraling thoughts. A huge one that comes to mind is feeling like there's a tornado going up in your brain, like a tornado where all your thoughts are just floating around, ruminating over and over, or the feeling that the world is about to end, so your heart is beating super fast and you just feel like there's something wrong that's going to happen right now. Anxiety isn't always obvious. This is how it could look like. I think right now we have a huge growth in high functioning anxiety. So high functioning anxiety is a huge one. So that can look like feeling really stressed, overwhelmed, but still going into work, going into these big social events, when deep down inside we might feel really nervous, might be fidgeting, have increased heart rate. So heartbeat is beating really fast, maybe even getting a little sweaty, uncomfortable. A lot of the time it isn't necessarily walking out or having a big panic attack. Sometimes it's very internal. Even though we do feel huge amount of dread inside, it might not always be very visible to others. The feeling of dread, feeling on edge, a lot of the time feeling like something horrible is going to happen, or feeling that they're going to be embarrassed, or they're going to do something embarrassing. It's super huge for teenagers. For physical, again, I did mention fidgeting, so either shaking your leg a lot, tapping, moving a lot. A lot of teens like to have a fidget toy, so we tend to have fidget toys all around us. Or even people like to have like stuffed animals or something textural to kind of like rub on themselves to kind of ease that anxiety. And then again, the increased heart rate, even sweating sometimes. Social anxiety is a huge marker right now, especially after COVID and just being in quarantine for a really long time, especially with our youth right now. I think our adults, they are struggling with depression and anxiety, but I do see it a lot more in teens and our younger adults, mainly because they did have a big disruption while they were developing. So a lot of kids actually are now going into virtual school because of that social anxiety. So we actually have a huge population of students that had to leave that social setting so that they can feel more comfortable. But then that's also kind of continuing that impediment in socializing with others. So I do really appreciate that we have these big groups at Clear, because it helps them actually socialize with other youth and other youth that also struggle with anxiety. Feeling like you're going to embarrass yourself, being scared to be in a big public area, speaking out loud, even just walking into a room. And the dread of feeling like everyone's going to look at me, everyone's going to judge the way I'm acting, the way I look. Social anxiety can present in so many different ways, but definitely the feeling of I'm going to embarrass myself. I'm dreading this right now. Definitely, I've noticed that a lot of people enjoy muscle relaxation. So that one is when they either curl up their toes. I always like to talk about that one because it's the least visible. So sometimes you're feeling really anxious. So curling up your toes, balling up your hands and fists, putting more attention to your muscles and restraining them and then releasing them to kind of get a more increased sensation of relaxation. Journaling, I am a huge advocate for journaling. I love journaling. A lot of the time when I myself feel overwhelmed, I like to just jot it all down on a piece of paper, even if it looks like chicken scratch or a crazy person was writing, just to get down all those thoughts. A lot of teens enjoy that one as well. And deep breathing. Deep breathing, I really recommend for anxiety because it helps you take a step back and pause. So just taking a moment to pause. I like to have clients close their eyes and breathe in for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds. I think holding is a huge portion of it, and then releasing it for 4 seconds and doing it over and over. Another fun one that a lot of people don't think about is ice and sour candy. So touching something cold kind of shocks the body when we're feeling really anxious, or even eating something sour also kind of distracts your mind, and now you're focused on that sensation. CBT, or also cognitive behavior therapy, really helps one identifying those thoughts. So what are the thoughts that are causing the anxiety? That's a huge one. And then reframing that thought into in a different perspective. So maybe this is the end of the world. What specifically is causing you to feel like this is the end of the world, and how can we reframe it in a different way? Now we have to challenge it. Why do I think it's the end of the world? What is most likely to happen? Is this really likely to happen? This thought, like if we think we're gonna get fired, right? Like we're scheduled to meet with our boss, and we may think I'm about to get fired. Then challenge that thought. And why do I think I'm gonna get fired? How likely am I actually going to get fired? Oh, are we talking about that new client we just got? Most likely that. Therapy alone can definitely help. We have a lot of clients that come in and do not take medication at all, and that's completely fine. It really depends on the severity of your anxiety. Some people might have experienced therapy for years and still feel that's not sufficient. Then that's usually when we start looking into medication options. A lot of the time, we do have both teens and adults that take medication for it, or you might have teens and adults who don't take it. It really depends on the level of severity and what they feel works best for them. Oh, it's definitely legit. Especially if you have a really busy work schedule. Even if you're not working, maybe you're a stay-at-home mom, or work virtually, have a crazy busy life. Virtual therapy is more than helpful. I have many close friends and family members that use it, and I've seen a significant change. Finding a specific coping skill that works best for you. Some people love deep breathing, some people hate deep breathing, some people enjoy meditation, some people hate it. So really truly finding a coping skill that works best for you, and maybe even trying all of them and then figuring out this one was successful, this one wasn't. And also practicing those coping skills over and over. A lot of the time people say, well, it didn't work, so I'm not going to use it again. Sometimes we need to practice these coping skills over and over again to manage everyday life, and also setting up a plan and finding those people that you can rely on. Clear helps with helping people identify all different kinds of coping skills. Again, like I said, there are so many different ones, and not everyone thinks each one is helpful. So helping you identify which helps you best. Even building a community with other clients. A lot of the time we encourage clients to keep communication with those clients once they finish programming, and we do community building skills together. We even practice yoga, breath work, improv of your routine. It really varies. There's so many different techniques and skills that Clear offers. For when anxiety feels too much, I recommend, again, having those moments where you know to pause. Sometimes just identifying that you are having a hard time is the first step. So one, identifying that we're feeling extremely overwhelmed, and then taking a step back and either challenging those thoughts, taking a time to do some deep breathing, or use that ice. You can use that to shock your body back to a more regulated state.